Hi, hello, what's up, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Unfinished Business, where the rules are made up and we don't make good enough points for it to matter. I'm Braden, Gregor here to my right. We finally got Chandler back for another episode. So we do have the NASCAR segment today.
For those who watch the NASCAR segment, we do have an NASCAR segment.
We do have
today.
it. And it's an actual expert, not like me telling you, saying that there's a left turn, somebody won, champagne was sprayed, there's a backflip, you know.
But
things happened.
Before we get into any of that, and what we're going to talk about today, we got to
thank the sponsor. As always, this episode of Unfinished Business is brought to you by Crafts and Creations by Kane, your one-stop shop for personalized items that will both amaze you and have your friends and family asking where you got it. Click the link in the description to be taken to the business Facebook page, or simply search Crafts and Creations by Kane on Facebook. Make sure to join the group and look at her prior creations, or simply check out the decal that's right here. Kinda.
You got it.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Or the shirt.
Check out the shirt.
I don't have the shirt.
I don't have the koozie today. It's all a mess.
But I'll tell you what, koozie still seems cold.
Not as cold, though. Not as cold.
Well, it's Tarasenko, for God's sakes.
When you find something that you like, message the group creator with your request. She will take it from there. Join the group today and get your creations
by Kane.
All right.
So today, as you can see
Tonight.
from the title, and I'm not sure if I actually changed to the correct episode.
I don't know.
This might be episode 20. I really don't know. Probably have to go back and look.
It's not 420.
Yeah. I'll probably have to go back and look at the old one. But regardless, we're going to talk about Ronaldo returning to Manchester United. Official today, or, well, yesterday, since it's, now the 28th. But regardless, and it just led us to wanting to talk about
soccer
or football, wherever you actually prefer.
Football.
But before we get into any of that, we're going to start with soccer today.
We're going to start with soccer.
And then we're going to go to Chandler's NASCAR segment. Then we're going to go back to soccer. And then we're going to go to
This Day in Sports History. Then we're going to go back to soccer. And then we're gonna tackle a new segment in tonight's episode.
Oh, I did change it to the right one.
Where we are going to be building the perfect player.
Yeah, we're going to... We thought it might be a time to introduce a new segment of taking a sport and building what we would call the perfect player based on all-time players in the past in different aspects today of that sport. Yeah. So for soccer or football, we are going to do. Well, we'll get into that, I guess. When it gets to be that time.
Yeah.
But
then we're going to go back to soccer. Well, we were kind of already in soccer, but
go back to the Premier League.
Yep.
And then we're going to do top 5 all-time greatest soccer players. So
yeah,
we have a lot to talk about. Probably going to get on a tangent somewhere.
More than likely.
Maybe a little bit longer podcast. Who knows?
Might have. And if my voice starts to gets quieter, or starts to crack,
that's true,
goes away, I do apologize.
And we should disclaimer right now that we are doing this at about just about 2 a.m. So if somebody falls asleep, they will get a water bottle thrown at their face.
Yeah, I'm not falling asleep. I think I'm the one that maybe should fall asleep. But
nah. If Chandler falls asleep, this water bottle is chucked in his face.
Yeah, got the
water bottle right here.
Oh yeah, we're primed and ready to go.
But let's jump on into this, Braden.
Let's jump on.
And we're gonna start in the old Italia, correct?
The first division in Italy, which is the Serie A in Italy, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna let you kind of kick this off because you're. Let's be honest. Of the 3 of us, the one who watches probably the most soccer is you.
Yeah.
Obviously I watch, I know, but you
watch the Prem.
I watch a lot of the Prem. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really watch more of the other leagues where I do.
Yeah. So, by the way, if our mic somehow says it's out, it's still recording.
It's still going. Yeah.
Like I found that out last time, so sorry for those who heard me say a lot of cuss words on the stream last time, but it showed on here that the mic was not picking up, and it worked. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go through the different leagues, different main leagues, or major leagues in around the world for soccer or football. So the first one that we're going to tackle is the Serie A in Italy. And we're just going to tackle like more the
I just
major.
wanted to be able to see your beautiful face.
I know. We're going to tackle mainly the major teams that have a chance of competing for the league title. In the Serie A, that's going to be Juventus, Inter, AC Milan, and Napoli. So, I mean, might as well go ahead and just start with Juventus.
Yeah. I mean, as I talked about earlier, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo is leaving Juventus for Manchester United, but I still don't think that means that they're going to be hurting for anybody.
No.
They still have a very good team.
Yeah. I mean, they have probably one of the they probably have one of the better defenses in the world, not necessarily just in the Serie A. I mean, world-class keeper. Actually, I mean the national team keeper for Poland and Szczesny. Then you've got Desciglio, Chiellini, De Ligt, Quadrado, Sandro, Bonucci. I mean, all players for their national teams.
You always love, I didn't really notice this. You don't really notice this as much in, the Prim. I mean, you still do. There's a lot of, English players. Mm-hmm. But you don't really notice in, Italy the fact that a lot of their players are Italian as well.
Yeah.
In Serie A.
Yeah.
Well, either Italian or Czech. I guess a lot of them are
Yeah. And honestly, Juventus has got actually a really an underrated, I think, midfield too. I mean, Arthur is a national team player for Brazil. Mm-hmm. Weston McKennie, I mean, United States national player. So I mean, take that for what you will. Adrien Rabiot from France, national team player again.
Is that a little dig towards the United States national team?
I mean, compare that to the Italian national team, and yeah.
True statement.
I mean, and even their attackers with Paulo Dybala, if I could pronounce his name, Federico Bernardeschi, or Bernardeschi.
Hey, I'm glad that you know how to pronounce these names, because I would just be like,
yeah.
Bernardeschi?
Close. It was closer to my first attempt. Bernardeschi is how it's pronounced. And then
I was also trying
as well.
I was also trying to pronounce Cellini as Child. Yeah.
Well, it's Chiellini.
Chiellini, and I said Chiellini. So
they also
whatever.
Have Chiesa as well for an attacker, good young Italian forward. I don't think that they're going to have much of an issue. I mean, obviously they've played one game. They've lost that game, but
how much
of that had to do with what was going on with Ronaldo and the.
Oh well, and that's the thing is, I mean, they had Ronaldo coming off of the bench, and I think the 60th minute.
Yeah.
And they tied, and realistically, they had an offsides goal called back. So. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, how much of that was all of the stuff going around the fact that Ronaldo's going to be leaving, we're going to be getting rid of him, and oh no, he's actually staying. And that's the thing is Juventus was talking that he wants to stay, he's going to stay. Well, come to find out, he's gone the very literally
next day.
2 days later.
Yeah,
2 or 3 days later. So.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say, the Serie A is competitive, but obviously, we know, it's a 3-4 team race.
Yeah, I would even say
you
probably
could even
two.
You could even say it's between Inter and Juventus in my mind.
Yeah, speaking of Inter, we can go ahead and jump into the Inter roster here. Again, great goalkeeper in Samir Handanovic, national team goalkeeper for Slovenia, one of the better goalkeepers in the world. And then looking at their defense, Dumfries, De Vrij, Kolarov, Skriniar. Great defenders. I mean, they're not as good as Juventus's defense.
No,
as stated before,
yeah,
but
no,
I mean,
not by any means, but still not terrible. Still a pretty decent midfield. I think I'd still give it to Juventus.
Yeah,
in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Christian Eriksen,
Ivan Perisic.
I was gonna say Ivan, but I was like, is it Ivan or is it?
Yeah, Ivan Perisic. I mean, honestly, Arturo Vidal as well.
I would say Arturo Vidal,
and even Nicolo Barella is pretty. I mean, he can hold his own definitely as well. I think where Inter really have the advantage against Juventus is going to be their attackers, their forwards. I mean, Alexis Sanchez, Edin Dzeko, Lautaro Martinez. I mean, three-headed monster, honestly, right there.
Oh yeah, and that's why, in my mind, we'll get into Napoli and we'll get into AC Milan as well, but in my mind, it's a two-team race.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
and those two teams could easily separate themselves from the whole rest of the Serie A.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even a young up-and-comer for Inter and Eddie Salcedo, I mean, only 19 years old, but, I mean, supposed to be one of the up-and-coming young forwards in the Serie A. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. Then jumping over to the next team, which I think would be the third. I think it's going to end up finishing in the third spot more than likely, which is going to be AC Milan.
I was getting ready to like look at their squad, but I didn't know who you were going to next, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be more than likely between Milan and Napoli. I mean, Milan definitely not as good as what Inter or Juventus are going to be. But, I mean, definitely not a slouch by any means. I mean, Bayo Torre, Romagnoli, Theo Hernandez. I mean, not a bad defense. Florenzi as well. Not a bad defense, but again, isn't going to stack up to a defense like Juventus. It isn't even going to stack up to a defense like Inter. Their midfield, kind of average, to be honest. I say average, but I mean they're professional players. So I mean they're not going to be bad by any means.
Yeah, like when you and I know what you meant by average. It's not the same as Juventus and Inter by any means. So, I think we talked about this before we got on the stream. I did not realize that technically speaking, Zlatan is still on their team.
Yeah.
I thought is he injured or is he just done playing? 'Cause I thought that he was done with them. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. He could be injured. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though, if you look at the AC Milan attackers, I mean, they're good 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Olivier Giroud, one of the best, forwards in France national team history, I think is safe to say. And then Zlatan, obviously the best striker that Sweden's ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And probably one of the better strikers in recent history, I would say.
Easily.
Possibly even.
It helps. Yeah, it helps with that height and that size and everything else. But
yeah, and another up and coming player, Daniel Maldini, 19 years old, also from Italy. Italy's got some young players that are coming up, and they're going to be coming up with the national team.
And they already have a legit national team, so it's oh, nice. Can't wait to watch that.
Well, yeah. It'd be just watching it in recent history. Not necessarily the most recent history, but in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Their team was pretty.
They beat France, right? In 2000.
Well, that's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That also had to do with Zidane getting the red card, but
that's a whole different issue. So
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He's just having a good time.
Yeah. So I guess the last team in the Serie A to really talk about is going to be Napoli.
I mean, we can talk about them. Do I really think they're going to do anything?
No. I mean, David Ospina is probably... I mean, he's not going to be their starter. He might be kind of leaned on for kind of veteran leadership in that goalie camp. The third goalie's being 21, 24. I mean, Alex Moret is going to be their starter. But I mean, again, their defense. I mean, okay, they're decent, not great by any means. However, Malqui, definitely a good defender. Juan Jesus, good defender. Koulibaly, definitely a good defender. Manolas, good defender.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, national team. Koulibaly, national team.
Is
Malqui,
Juan
national
Jesus
team.
related to Gabriel Jesus?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Well, the reason I was asking is I think Gabriel is actually Argentina. So,
Could be.
I don't know.
Jumping into their midfield, again, nothing crazy. Yeah, I mean, really nothing crazy.
No,
their attack, however, might be even better than Inter's. I think is where they might get some headway here.
The only thing that, like, just personally, that I don't really like about their attack is, other than Andrea Peg... I don't even know how to say the last name. Is it Petagna?
Yeah, Petagna.
Oh. Like, they don't really have much height.
See, what they don't have in height, they make up in pace.
Yeah.
Osimhen, one of the fastest attackers in soccer right now.
Yeah.
Or, well, in recent history. Irving Lozano, I mean, skillful on the ball. I mean...
I was just going off of the fact. I mean, if they have a cross into the box, they're not going to have. They're not going to have a guy that actually can head the ball.
I definitely don't think that they're going to end up playing much of the cross game. I think they're going to be playing more attacking through the middle.
Well, if they do,
especially with Dries Mertens.
Yeah, if they do try to play the whole cross game, good luck. I mean, unless you have a perfect ball that a defender's just not defending, you're not going to get ahead on it.
I mean, with players with ball skills like Dries Mertens and Politano, Insigne, I mean, I really don't think they necessarily need to play crosses into the middle. I think they could kind of just rapidly pass the ball back and forth to each other and create space. So I think that they'll be okay. I think that they, personally, I like them to finish third over Milan, but I like we said before, I see this being a race.
No matter who finishes third, I think the top two teams are separate the rest of the league by maybe 10 or more points. Easily. I mean,
I don't think.
What was the next league we wanted to talk about? So I think we both agree that the top two are going to be Juventus.
Oh yeah,
and Inter, and then honestly, I probably have Napoli over AC Milan as well.
Yeah.
It could be close, but I think Juventus beats Inter by maybe 6 points.
Yeah.
And then I think both Inter and Juventus are ahead by 10 or more with the rest of the league.
Well, speaking of teams that are... Well, do you have anything you want to add?
No.
No? Okay. Speaking of teams that are going to be ahead by 10 or more points, let's go ahead and just jump into the French First League, which is going to be Ligue 1 or Ligue 1.
Okay.
The only thing that can really be said is this league has PSG.
And honestly, that's about it.
I mean, they have Lyon, which is...
We may talk about two teams in this league, and the first one has a lineup of...
let's just go through there.
Yeah.
Let's just go through there. So, starting with the goal... We're talking about PSG. Going through goalkeepers, I mean, Keylor Navas,
Enough said.
I mean, they also have Gianluigi Donnarumma, who is also a national team goalie for Italy. Keylor Navas is the national team goalie for Costa Rica. Then defenders, They've got Hakimi, they've got Kimpembe, they've got
Sergio
Sergio Ramos,
Ramos,
Marquinhos, Juan Bernat, Diallo.
This team is legit.
Yeah.
Midfield, Marco Verratti.
Yeah.
Verratti, I believe. Rafinha.
Paredes, Di Maria, Wijnaldum,
Ander Herrera.
Julian
Who
Draxler.
probably isn't really playing much, to be honest.
Yeah. They are stacked in any facet, and even in the midfielder. Wijnaldum, Di Maria, Julian Draxler, Herrera, Rafinha, Paredes, Verratti. I mean, all of those are national team players for their respective national teams.
And we're not even talking about the fact that their forward group consists of Mbappe, Icardi, Neymar, Calimundo, and Messi.
Calimundo.
Yeah.
And Messi. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
there's three of them that are going to start.
Well, and honestly, on this team especially, you could easily have Neymar play midfield.
You could, but you won't.
You won't, but you easily could. Because
I think what they'll end up more than likely doing is having Neymar and Mbappe play more of a striker role, and then Messi kind of play that maybe not necessarily false nine, which basically is an attacking midfielder.
Yeah,
that's at the top of the field acting like a striker. But I think they play him more as a cam. Just so that way he can create. Honestly.
And that's the thing is PSG was already probably going to win.
Yeah.
The French league, but
they do just about every year. Anyway.
It's not even going to be close this year.
I think the only way that they don't. And not necessarily they don't win, because they still will win. But, Mbappe, there's been talks about Mbappe wanting out of PSG. Honestly, why you'd want out of that situation is beyond me.
Well, you're talking... At this point, I wonder if it's because he wants to be the number one guy, and now that he knows that Messi is there, he's not going to be the number one guy.
He's not been the number one guy since Neymar's been there.
Well, no, I agree with that, but Neymar's also been hurt.
Yeah, the thing is, though, too, is that Messi's 34, and Mbappe is 22. So, if he stays on that team, Messi retires in a couple years, or at least moves to the MLS, more than likely, if he wants to continue playing.
I would say, to be honest, I see both Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi at some point doing kind of like a David Beckham thing where they retire.
Farewell tour.
Yeah, they retire, then they're like, oh, let's do a farewell tour, go to the United States, play a year or two, and then just be like, okay, we're good.
That or honestly, they do like what Zlatan did. Come here, play here, realize the MLS is absolute trash, and destroy everybody, and then go back to Europe.
Yeah.
Or just do what Wayne Rooney did and go to the Chinese Super League.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Which, Wayne Rooney on DC United was...
that was pretty sick.
So was Zlatan on...
Galaxy.
LA Galaxy, so
when your first goal is about from midfield.
Well, yeah. When you just run through the MLS, though, it pretty much goes to show you the MLS just honestly sucks.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why we're not going to talk about the MLS on this podcast.
That's very true.
Until St. Louis has their team. And, not to be that guy,
not to be biased, but
Messi's contract with PSG ends right when St. Louis FC is coming to the league.
If that happens and he comes to St. Louis FC, I'm getting season tickets.
Well,
I don't care where I live.
You and probably every other person on the face of the Midwest.
At that point in time, I'll have a real job. Well, I have a real job now, but at that point in time, I'll have a real job in my career field.
I was going to say, Braden, don't you have like a full-time real job right now?
I do, but at that point in time, I'll be in my actual career field. Hopefully making more money than I do now.
Hey, honestly, we might be able to get a discount since, we know somebody who lives in St. Louis.
That's true.
So,
that's true. Maybe I can just go work for them.
Multiple people.
Maybe I can just go work for them.
There you go.
Then I would get a discount. Or we could just go halves. Just go or actually, you buy a seat, I buy a seat, and then we just.
Well, here's the thing.
I've
already talked to Paige. Like, the way MLS games are set up, where it's like once a weekend roughly. Mm-hmm. Season tickets are not a bad idea.
No.
Now, unlike NHL, where season tickets there's 3-4 games a week. I'm not driving to St. Louis every single day. So unlike soccer, I'll drive to St. Louis once a week to go watch a game.
For sure.
Now I would also want to buy tickets with those padded seats and stuff, where it's going to be way more expensive. But that's a whole different issue.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
the French league, we can talk about.
Honestly, we can talk about Lyon, but
if you want to. But
basically, Lyon's got Sheridan Shaqiri, Pape Diop, Moussa Dembele.
Oh, dude, they have Dembele. I did not realize that Dembele was on their team.
They have Moussa Dembele, not the same Dembele.
Well, it's okay.
But
it's definitely not the same team, same guy though.
Definitely not the same guy.
They're kind of a young team though. If you actually look at some of their ages. They are a young team,
but even
I did not realize how young some of these guys were on that team.
Yeah,
dude, I tell you what, their goalies are freaking tall though.
Yeah, their goalies are pretty tall.
Not good. Nothing
but yeah, so
that really matters.
Yeah, they're still gonna lose to PSG by 6. So
at least,
probably
at least.
Well, I'm talking about whenever they play them. I'm saying they're gonna lose.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about in the league points. No. I was at least 6 points.
No, I think I can see
PSG winning by 20 points.
Yeah, I'll say PSG wins by a landslide in this league.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll wrap those 2 leagues up. Honestly, 2 divisions that really aren't going to have much of a battle.
Absolutely not.
Maybe Juventus maybe Juventus and Inter are a close battle, but PSG is just going to run away with Liga.
Oh yeah.
So,
but we will turn it over. Right. Oh, do we have another one before that? No. So we will turn it over to Chandler for the NASCAR segment that we have not had in quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
So which race are we talking about here, Chandler?
Last week at Michigan.
Oh.
I believe.
Okay.
Can I ask one question?
What?
Did they make a left turn?
They did.
Well, of course.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Why wouldn't it?
All right, go ahead. I want to hear what happened.
I'll see a backwards race.
That would be awesome.
Really, right now, the top story in NASCAR isn't about the race. It's more or less that the news that came out, I guess, yesterday now, about all the drivers that are going to be on Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin's racing team this year, which is Bubba Wallace, who was already on the team this past year, and then they're going to be adding Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch next year.
I have another question.
What?
Can you count Bubba Wallace as a racer?
Yeah.
Has he finished the top 10 all year?
He'd beat us.
Yeah.
That is true. I don't know.
He would beat us.
It depends.
No.
In NASCAR racing or in just any go-kart track?
I think I'd beat him in Mario Kart.
Oh, yes. Definitely. Okay, sorry, Chandler.
I think I'd smoke you in Mario Kart, too.
Hey, man, it's fine. You're engaging in the conversation.
Okay, the last time that we did Mario Kart, can I just say those controllers fucking sucked.
That's true, but I'd still smoke you regardless.
Yeah. We need to get the old.
We need to
get the old Nintendo 64 back out.
I think I'm
That's what we
pro Mario Kart.
There was a Nintendo
racer.
64.
Yes. Yep.
Chandler,
you're showing your age. All right,
you're showing your age. Just keep talking.
I'm young.
Yeah.
You're old.
Dude, Mario Kart came out on the Super Mario Nintendo.
Super Nintendo, not Super Mario.
I thought it was called Super Mario Nintendo.
Well,
I don't know what it was called. I wasn't alive.
Either way.
Almost positive. I'm looking this up.
Anyhow, the starting lineup for the race of Michigan was starting first, Kyle Larson, as always. Second, Chase Elliott. Third, Ryan Blaney. Fourth, Matt DiBenedetto. Fifth, Martin Truex Jr. Sixth, Kurt Busch. Seventh, Kyle Busch. Eighth, Kevin Harvick. Ninth, Denny Hamlin. And 10th, Alex Bowman. Greg, where do you think your driver started? Without looking.
Not very high, I can tell you how much.
Yeah, I mean, it's higher than his average for this year. He started 16th.
I mean,
but
he didn't do very well.
Anthony Alfredo, he needs that pasta power.
Was Super Nintendo.
Told you.
Because guess what?
I know my gaming consoles.
He started second to last.
Yeah, well, that happens.
Or third from last. 35th.
Yeah.
Not 37th. Or 36th. Whatever it would have been. My mind's going weird right now. What are you doing over there?
Dude, I'm looking up stuff.
You're distracting me.
How am I distracting you?
He's looking into the fact that I was right, that it is a Super Nintendo, not a Super Mario.
It is a Super Nintendo, but I remember, dude, this is what I grew up on right here.
I mean, true.
Chandler, back in the day, this was the shit.
Well, I mean, N64 is kind of.
I mean, look at that.
But
Super Mario Kart, look at that.
What is that controller?
It's a Super Nintendo controller.
That's a Super Nintendo controller.
Where's the screen?
What are you talking about? Where's the screen?
You plug it into a TV.
The screen's on the fucking TV, you dipshit.
That makes sense.
We're not talking Game Boy here.
Can I ask you a question, Chandler?
What?
On your Xbox or your PlayStation, where's the screen?
The TV.
There we go. I wonder what
kind of question is that?
I wonder what the graphics would be on a Super Nintendo on like a high definition gaming monitor.
Dude, the thing is,
I want to buy one now.
No, well, here's the thing. My mom, we had one, and then
We had one too.
when we were moving it, somebody dropped it, and it wouldn't register games anymore.
No.
Oh, good.
My mom had one too.
Dude,
actually had one and rebought the Super
hell
Nintendo
yeah, dude.
and
The freaking
I might do that.
Not to change subjects, Chandler. We're
fine.
on a very weird tangent right now. The best game on the Super Nintendo was Duck Hunter.
Yes.
Dude, that game was badass back in the day.
I mean, NBA Jam was pretty sick too.
Ooh, yeah.
I do like Duck Hunter though. I mean,
From downtown. Dude, NBA
boom
Jam.
shakalaka.
NBA Jam, you don't even understand. NBA Jam was that game. If they brought that back
They did.
on on Xbox,
Oh, no.
that would be badass.
No, it was on the Wii.
It was on the Wii.
Yeah.
And it was not as good
No,
as the original.
It was not.
So, Chandler, go ahead.
Mike
Sorry.
Tyson Punch Out too, by the way.
In stage 1.
In stage 1.
Stagio numero uno for my Spanish-speaking friends.
Yes. Are you just going to translate everything?
No, we're waiting for you to keep
Okay.
talking, but you stopped.
With 29 laps to go in the stage, there was a caution for Joey Gase,
Caution.
who had a flat tire and went into the wall because he couldn't steer it correctly into the corner. The only thing that happened in stage 1, so your top 5 at the end of the stage was first Chase Elliott, second Kyle Larson, third Austin Dillon, fourth Denny Hamlin, and fifth William Byron. In stage 2, lap 8 of the stage, Christopher Bell tries to spin Kurt Busch. But Kurt Busch is too good of a driver because he's been in the Cup Series for a long time. Not sure how many years. I think it's up over 10, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And so he saved it. And in my opinion, I don't know why you would try and spin somebody that's way older than you and knows how to drive, but that's besides the point.
Because if you're not first, you're last.
If you're not first, you're last.
And he wants to go fast.
Yeah, go ahead. We're still listening to you, man.
All right.
I promise you.
And your top 5 at the end of the stage was first, my favorite driver, Kyle Busch. Second, Christopher Bell. Third, Kyle Larson. Fourth, Chase Elliott. And fifth, Denny Hamlin. In stage 3, with 42 laps to... Oh, forgot to add. At the end of stage 2, there was a battle for 6 at the line. Brad Keselowski spins Austin Dillon. It was a very terrible wreck.
He did not spin him. Austin Dillon didn't realize he was there and came down. I watched the actual video.
Came up, actually.
Came up, came down, same difference.
Yeah, but I say spins because technically speaking,
There's a lot of
Keselowski-
difference between... Never mind.
Brad Keselowski has brakes. He can tap the brakes and go the opposite direction.
That's true.
That's
okay.
true.
Keep going. Stage 3 now.
Hey, I was still finishing what happened.
I'm sorry.
So Austin Dillon gets turned, I guess. My bad for the voice crack.
It's okay. You're going through puberty.
Oh my god. He hits like the outside wall and kind of got his right side tires up in the air, then came down the track and hit the inside wall, and then just spun in a circle and stopped. The entire back end and front end. It literally looked like a box
Yeah.
type cube thing. So that was the end of stage 2. And now we're in stage 3. With 42 laps to go.
Is that
in
the
the
last
race.
stage?
Yes.
Oh.
Kyle Larson runs out of fuel and loses the lead to Denny Hamlin.
No. What an idiot. Like, how do you learn how to fuel? Like, doesn't your team tell you, like, we need to pit?
Yeah, but I think what he was
Gas
trying
stage.
to do was wait
know.
till Denny Hamlin went to the pits so that way he could make a pit stop.
I think they should just have a
the
gas
same
station on
time.
the track.
I mean, they kind of do, Pitt.
You want a guy to get out of his car and fill it up himself on the middle of the race.
Yeah.
I think they should just race in a Tesla.
No, that's what they need to do. They need to have a modern. That'd be awesome. But they need to have a real man's race where you gotta or real person's race for the female friends out there. But you gotta
A real person.
you gotta drive around the track and get it to as close to E as possible. You only have a certain amount of money that you can spend.
Oh, dude.
And you got to get up, fill your own gas as quickly as possible, go in, you got to get your snack and get your drink, pay the cashier, and go.
Can I ask you a question? Did we just invent a new sport?
Should.
I think we did.
Dude.
Watch out, NASCAR. Here we come.
That would be a hell of a thing.
It's like Guy Fieri's grocery
Dude,
games
no.
for racing.
This is what you have to do. Like
You start with go-karts.
no, like you literally no, like forget the track. You just have to go from one state to another. You only have so much money to spend on gas.
I mean,
So you have to time out where you're going to stop at gas because some gas stations are going to be
No,
more
I think
expensive.
And it
So-
doesn't even have to be a race car.
I
It can just be a normal car.
No,
No,
it
race
has to
car.
be a race car.
I think you put it on a track.
But
I
they
think you put
can't
it on a
stop at a
track,
gas
though.
station, though, because they'd have to get racing fuel. So if they went state to state, they'd have to have a designated.
Chandler, that's why if you
gas
set this up, the gas stations already know about it.
No, I think you do it on a track. I think you
I
do
mean,
it on,
I
I think
don't
you do
care
it on a
either way.
track. You do 500 laps, your normal race. You
It's like
just
274 laps. It's
Yeah.
like it's 500 miles, but you know.
No, I'm saying like 500. I'm saying like actually 500 laps. I'm saying,
Oh, okay.
or however long you want to do it.
Yeah.
But something to make it like more challenging, to like be able to put a strategy involved into like actually
hell
like
yeah.
getting your gas and things along those lines. I mean, you know.
See, I think the real thing that they should do is kind of what they did for like the online like
That would
cars
be
and
awesome.
stuff. No,
That was awesome.
No, but here's what I'm saying: is every car was the exact same. Unlike NASCAR right now,
That's
if
true.
you have a shitty team ownership, you can't afford some of these big engines to compete with the big boys.
So
I think every car should be the same because that way you would come to find out that Kyle Busch really is not good of a racer. He just has good parts. That's about it.
Well, and
it's good car parts.
Going on,
Car parts, not actual parts because who knows what he has.
going on with what you said, like with next year's
Michael Jordan's
Season.
owning a team.
no, not
Oh,
that.
never
I'm
mind.
saying like just with next year's season in general.
Yes, sir.
Will you stop making that face? That's like the weirdest face.
I'm paying attention.
All the cars are going to be almost the exact same. They're just going to be different brands.
Next gen.
Yeah.
Next year.
About fucking time.
They're all gonna.
Ooh, that reminds me. You're the NASCAR expert. Are they gonna have those like stupid fucking lights underneath the cars,
The LEDs.
like they tried out in like the like All-Star race?
They might,
Oh my fucking
but
god!
I'm not sure.
Well, there's a reason why I'm not watching NASCAR.
Hold on.
That
Back
was
to
annoying.
back
That
to
was
something
annoying
I
as shit.
said first. We're talking about going into the gas station and you had to pay for it and you get your drinks and stuff. Go to gas station drink. What is it?
Go to gas station.
Gas station.
Gas station, like you're going into your gas station. You're on a road trip. You're getting
Okay, here's
a beverage.
Like I'm
talking
literally
bottle or fountain?
I'm talking. You
Just-
go to a
you
gas
go to a gas
station.
station,
You
doesn't
get a
matter.
beverage. What is it?
Okay.
Your go-to.
My go-to.
Yes. What is it?
I mix cherry Pepsi and Dr Pepper in a fountain.
I forgot. You're 10.
cherry
I'm 15.
Pepsi
I know,
and
but
Dr. Well, okay.
that's young. people
I
do
have to actually ask
mixtures.
this question legitimately. Am I driving? What time of the day is it? And have we already
care.
been on our trip, or have we just started the trip?
Let's say you are leaving Quincy. You're getting you're not
Okay.
prepared. You got off work late or something or whatever the case happened. You forgot. You're leaving Quincy. You stop at a gas station. You're getting a drink. I don't care what time of the day it is. I don't care if you're driving or sitting in the whatever you want to decide.
Okay. Well, if I'm sitting in the passenger seat, depending on what states we're going through, I'm getting fucking alcohol. Now, because in Missouri it's legal to drink as a passenger.
I mean, it's legal to drink as a passenger and only if you don't get caught.
Well, you understand what I'm saying, though. But my go-to actual drink if I'm driving, for one, or two, just in general at a gas station in the morning if I'm going to work, Bang energy drink.
Which one? What kind?
It kind of depends on the day. Sometimes cherry limeade.
What's your favorite?
Sometimes cherry lime. My favorite right now is probably, actually it's not even Bang. It is the Accelerator one,
Oh,
and it's the cherry limeade.
all right.
But in the Bangs, I like Purple Haze or Star Blast, or I think it's Star Blast.
Okay. And you said you're mixing what? Cherry Pepsi and
Dr Pepper.
yeah, they have
Which is
cherry
a
Dr.
really
Pepper, right?
why don't you just get a cherry Dr Pepper or a cherry Pepsi, rather than mix the two together? That's just a
I mean,
really
it's
weird.
different.
It's a really weird blend to me.
It is kind of it
Tastes
is a
the
different
exact
blend.
same.
But why
It's a different blend.
Why mix it? Like I can understand mixing like 3 different kinds of like Fanta at like those Coke machines in like
Yeah.
like the restaurants, but
Yeah.
like why Pepsi and Dr Pepper?
I don't know.
Like just
I switch it up every time.
asking a question. Like
I mean, my go-to is Mountain Dew, so it doesn't matter.
so well that's why I had to ask you like if I'm driving or if I'm sitting in the
doesn't matter.
passenger seat, because like
I do the same. It's the same thing regardless. Like if I'm
see
like,
for
that's
me
my go-to.
I'm gonna be honest. For me, if I'm driving, and I don't want to get on a complete tangent here, but like
We're already
if
past that point.
if all I have is soda, I fall asleep. Like I have to have an energy drink that has more caffeine.
You know, ADHD medication really helps with that.
Dude, I'm thinking about getting on it. Well, actually, no, because technically ADHD medication is supposed to make you less hyper.
But it makes
If
you
you're-
focus.
Ooh, that's true.
You wouldn't.
Maybe I just need fucking Adderall.
Shit. Okay, so we said yours. You said all right.
Here's
Snack.
mine. Snack.
Snack.
Um.
What's your what you
Okay.
getting?
Here's the problem. Like for
No.
me, no, I'm serious because
I'll
it
go.
it depends on my mood. But sometimes it's sunflower seeds, like just the original sunflower seeds, because
Okay.
you know I'm fucking bland as shit when it comes to that.
I know.
It's either original or barbecue, but 9 times out of 10 it's original. Or it's Airbo fucking gummy bears.
Yeah.
Like that, like it's one or those. It depends on if I want salty or sweet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
What's
It
yours?
depends.
Three Musketeers
Depends as an adult.
or
diaper.
whatchamacallit.
That's true.
Never heard of a whatchamacallit?
No,
No,
I have.
Okay. good.
I just thought that's different.
It's a very different candy bar because not many places have it.
And you gotta get the king size.
Oh, you gotta get the king size. Never mind. Okay.
Just shut up.
I like the hot fries.
Ooh, yeah, you like those.
I do
But
like
you also
those.
like the Airbo gummy bears.
I
know
do
that
like
for sure.
Airbo gummy bears.
Dude, that Nashville trip with Airbo gummy bears.
Yeah.
Woo!
I do
We-
like the.
For those who don't know, Braden and I bought out an entire gas station's worth of Airbo gummy bears on the way to Nashville. They had 3 bags left. And we bought. They're only $1.
No,
So we bought every single
were
one.
there 3? I thought there were more than that.
I'm pretty sure there was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, they were.
But we just took them all off the shelf,
Yeah, they were $1.
and
so
we
took
went
them.
through all of them by the time we got to Nashville.
Yeah, it
So
was a great trip.
it was. Dude, we need to do that again
Yeah,
at some point.
but I also do like the hot and or no, I don't remember what it's called. It's like hot and spicy or something. The pork rinds.
Oh,
Chicharrones.
yeah.
Oh.
See, I've never been a fan of pork rinds.
Oh,
to
they're
be
so
honest.
good.
Like, I've never been a fan.
But hot fries are my go-to. Love hot
for
fries.
sure.
Love hot
For
fries.
sure.
Okay, anyway, continue with your NASCAR stuff.
Alright, we're at 14 to go in the rest of the race.
Yeah.
And Joey Logano causes a huge wreck
Of course.
by going up the track in front of 10 cars, which
He came up the track. Cool.
I said going up the track.
I know.
'Cause
I said
didn't-
came up the track.
Well, I didn't want to say that because you guys would have made fun of me.
No,
He what?
I'm not. I didn't
He
make fun of you.
went up the track in front
Oh.
of 10 cars. Lots of damage to everybody else, but luckily for him, he only got a right front tire damage.
Hey.
Which
Yeah,
made
but-
no sense.
Hey.
Because everybody hit
He
his
knew what he
left
was
side.
doing. He knew what he was doing.
So, Ryan Newman, unfortunately for
Yeah, he finished at 24th. It's okay.
Greg's favorite driver, he had lots of damage and still was able to come back out and finish the race. So after this, with 7 to go in the race, Tyler Reddick gets loose while trying to pit and spins.
What a
No
moron.
caution because he saved it and kind of regathered himself
No
and got going.
caution.
The final results of the race was first Ryan Blaney, second William Byron, third Kyle Larson, fourth Kurt Busch, and fifth Denny Hamlin.
Well, Ford winning.
And my favorite driver finished position 7, and Anthony Alfredo finished 34th.
See, I think he's the real winner here.
And where did Ryan Newman finish, Greg?
24th.
No, I think Anthony Alfredo is the real winner here. Because what do you add 3 and 4 together, you get 7. That's a prime number. It's the first prime number, other than 1.
Can I just
That's
ask
not
a
3.
question? Is Anthony Alfredo sponsored
5.
by the Pasta House yet? Damn.
It's still a prime number, so
Like why are people like not wanting to?
I don't know.
But can I ask your opinion about something?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you can ask
You can ask whether or not
Okay.
whether
So,
or not we
whether or
can.
not I give you a
With
decent.
the new gen cars
Oh, boy.
for next year.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen them yet or not, Greg, but
I've
they
seen
only have one lug nut. So do you think that
I didn't say anything.
you just chuckled.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, what's your
So
question?
do you think that with there only being one lug nut on each tire, that the pit stops are going to be faster and people
here's the
that
problem.
haven't won a lot of races actually have a shot at winning?
Here's the problem. Will the pit stops be faster? Yes. Will there be a lot more loose tires flying off? Yes. Because here's the thing. Unlike right now, when you forget.
Oh my god.
Unlike now, when somebody forgets to tighten the lug nut, it doesn't really matter because they still have a whole bunch of other ones on there. Next year, you forget to tighten the lug nut, you're fucked.
Pretty much.
I mean, no offense, but you're fucked.
Yeah.
So that's weird to me, though. Like, how are the tires going to stay on with one lug nut?
Because it's going to be one of those. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Never
I mean,
mind.
one nut per man. I mean, that's
right.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say because
That's not enough, you
Braden's
know?
going to make some
It's not.
stupid comment again.
Probably.
I was going to say it's going to be one of those giant ones in the center of
a
the tire.
giant nut.
In the center of the tire.
Hey,
That's going to like tighten
That's
the
what the
whole
little
thing.
squirrel on Ice Age always was going for.
It was.
It's kind of like what Indy cars
nut.
are.
Okay.
They only have one, don't they?
Open wheels and all.
Are they going to be open wheel too? Well, that's fucking stupid.
The rims are badass though.
Give me a race. I want to race like off cars. I want to see Indy cars,
Rally car.
rally
Dude,
cars,
give me that.
NASCAR cars.
Where it
Hell yeah.
goes into dirt.
Francisco.
Goes into
It's Francesco Bernoulli.
Or whatever,
Francesco Bernoulli.
whatever the fuck his last name. Dude, I've had to watch that goddamn movie like probably every single day for the last month and a half. So I just yeah.
It's about the only
But
racing movie I can actually watch.
Chandler, dude, you can't watch Days of Thunder?
I can.
I was about to say, I mean,
Cars, but
that's
Cars
top.
is something I could literally watch like over.
Well,
and over
yeah,
and over
but
and
Days
over
of
and over.
Thunder, like
Days of
dude,
Thunder, I
that's
can
where
watch.
it's at.
Days of Thunder, I can watch, but I have
Herbie?
to watch it. Herbie.
No, the original Herbie, not fucking Lindsay Lohan's piece of shit versions.
Not the cracked out version.
Yes, like not Lindsay Lohan's like
Not fully loaded.
Oh, never mind.
I said that. Yeah.
It was probably
no,
fully,
That's why I said
it was
it.
probably fully loaded to fucking meth.
That's why I said it.
Okay, are you done? Are you done
thought
with
you were better.
NASCAR?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can I go use the restroom though?
No.
Yeah, if you need to. I mean, I don't know. Can you? Are you physically
May
able?
I?
Are you physically able to use the restroom?
May I?
I don't know if you.
I don't know. Can you deposit money into a bank?
Yes.
That wasn't at you. That was directed at Gregory.
I mean, I don't know because if
May you? Yes. Can
Yeah.
you? I don't know.
Can you? I don't know because if you don't have money, you can't. Then obviously you can't deposit.
I mean, true, but if you go to a bank to deposit money, chances are you have money to deposit.
I mean, you should. Whether
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
All right. Well, anyway,
Which league we got now? The
Bundesliga.
The Bundesliga.
which is the German
Bundesliga.
First
There it is.
League. So in
This team has a couple good teams in it.
It does. The main teams in this league being Borussia Dortmund,
Bayern Munich.
Munich, actually.
It's Munich.
I know, but I like to say
Byron Munchkin.
Yeah, Bayern Munich.
That's what I always say.
And then also Bayer Leverkusen. So we can go through like Borussia Dortmund first.
Their goalie situation really isn't as good as what people probably think it. I mean,
they have Berkey and they have Kobel, but it's
really not.
It's
as
been
good
an
as
interesting situation with Kobel and Berkey both. By the way, they do have 3 Swiss goalkeepers. So
which
it's
is
kinda
very
interesting.
awkward.
It's interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
So basically, where Borussia is going to be winning games is probably going to be. I don't really know. They're. It's an interesting dynamic with their team. They have Mats Hummels. Great, one of the world-class defender. Schmelzer, again, world-class defender. Nico Schultz, world-class defender.
I didn't realize that Giovanni Reina played for them.
Yeah. See, and then you get to their midfield, which is a very interesting area. They have Thorgan Hazard, definitely not the right Hazard brother you want.
No,
but,
yeah. I was going to say, not the one you
Julian
want,
Brandt, Emery Khan, or Khan, some people say Chan as well. Munier, Axel Witsel.
Witsel.
Yeah.
Papadopoulos.
Yeah. Papadopoulos. But their attackers are really kind of where they're going to win games.
Well,
with
the problem
Haaland
is
and Royce.
now Haaland. There's talk of Haaland's leaving,
Yeah.
and if he leaves,
See ya.
this team's not going anywhere.
No.
You'll still have Marco Reus, but
that you're
You're-
relying on Marco Reus to do
Yeah.
everything in that situation.
like you're losing a lot if Haaland
Yeah.
leaves. And the talk is that it's basically just not even if, it's a win at this point.
Yeah.
Like he is going to be gone.
Which is unfortunate because he's really fun to watch on on Borussia Dortmund with Royce.
I mean, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I mean, just for FIFA circumstances,
Yeah.
on making teams depending on where he goes,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Haaland is definitely.
We've talked about like FIFA Ultimate Team this next year is going to be insane on some of the teams that you can make now.
Yeah.
And that was even before, you know.
Yeah.
Ronaldo going to the Premier League.
Yeah, so let's jump to the front runner who's probably going to end up winning this league. Probably not going to be close, especially if Haaland does leave Borussia.
Oh yeah, if Haaland leaves, this is literally not even going to be close.
And that's Bayern Munich.
Yup.
So in goal, Manuel Neuer, seen as one of, if not the greatest goalkeeper in the world. Defense, you've got Alphonso Davies, one of the best defenders.
Yeah, probably one of the best defenders in the world.
Yeah, Niklas Sule. Chris Richards.
And then in the midfield, you have Kimmich.
Yeah, you've got Kimmich, you've got Goretzka. You've got Gnabry.
Is it
Gnabry's a forward.
Is it Gnabry or is it Gnabry?
It's Gnabry.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's a forward, but
it depends.
Well,
his role really kind of depends on what kind of formation they run on a certain day, because he could be seen.
Let's just get into their freaking forwards.
Yeah, sure.
Because Thomas Mueller, Robert Lewandowski,
Sane.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You don't even remember they have Sane.
Kingsley Coman.
Yeah. Their team is loaded. Up front. I guess you could say they're one spot that may not be as good as some of the other teams would be defense, but I think they're still solid enough that it does not matter, especially when you have Nair in net, that it's like, okay, our defense can be average and we should be pretty solid.
Yeah, still be pretty good.
Who else were we talking about?
So the only other team I think that's really going to make noise in this league is going to be Leverkusen.
Okay.
I'm going
to be honest, I have not looked through their squad ever, so I am not going to know a lot.
And more their team is more based on chemistry than it really is big name players.
I didn't realize Paulinho played for them.
Yeah, Paulinho does play for them. They've got Jonathan Tah. He's one of the better defenders in the Bundesliga. But other than that, you've got Baumgartlinger, you've got Fuso Mensah, Fofana, Paulinho, Moussa Diaby, and Karim Bellarabi. But not household names that most people would really know. But year after year after year after year, they're sitting top 3 in Bundesliga. Obviously, for a reason.
I think, and we probably agree on this. I think it's going to be Bayern in first, Borussia.
Well, Munich, because it's Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah,
as well.
Munich in first, Dortmund in second.
Mm-hmm.
But if Haaland leaves, I could easily see
they'll drop. I could see them dropping to at least third, maybe even lower than that, depending on the season that like a Wolfsburg or Hoffenheim have.
Yeah, or
even Leipzig, I guess.
It's going to be interesting if Haaland leaves, but if he stays, I see Munich finishing first, Dortmund second, and then Leverkusen in third.
Yeah.
It's how I see it. Could that change? Easily.
Yeah.
But,
so
what was our?
So next thing we'll do is we'll just kind of jump off of soccer again for a second. We'll do our This Day in Sports History.
Yeah.
So this day in sports history, which I did this, at this point it would have been yesterday, the 27th.
Yeah, I was about to say it's now the 28th, but
yeah. So
it always is whenever we get ready to start.
Yeah. In 1910, using 137,000 candle power arc lights, 2 amateur baseball teams play a night game at White Sox Park. 1910.
Was that Old Comiskey or
White Sox Park?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, 1910 night game.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive. Okay, so how many candles do you say it was?
20 arc lights, but they had 137,000 candle power.
Okay. Because what I was trying to think
brightness.
Because what I was trying to think was whether or not they use
They didn't use candles.
Well, no, I understand that, but I didn't know if they would be having like people just like hold this stuff, or if it would just be like actually like
I don't know.
up top.
I don't think it would be up top. I think they might have something like on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so jumping up to 1982, Ricky Henderson steals his 119th base of the season, breaking Lou Brock's record for most steals in a season.
That record has not been broken yet, has it?
No.
Ricky Henderson
Probably won't ever be broken.
But I didn't think so.
And then in 2017, big kind of jump there.
Huge jump.
August 27th, 2017, Floyd Mayweather fights Conor McGregor in a 10-round boxing match where Floyd Mayweather wins.
In a match that maybe we should debate this.
Was a lot better than what I thought it was.
Maybe we should debate this in a future podcast, but in a match that I personally believe, if he had done better stamina training, Conor McGregor could have won.
Yes, I think he would have won. I don't think there's could have.
And I truly think
he would have won.
And I truly think that Floyd Mayweather knows that, and that's the reason there's never been a rematch. Because I mean, yes, both fighters got paid out the ass for that fight, but there's a reason why Floyd Mayweather has not granted him a rematch in boxing. Because he knows that if Conor McGregor trained for stamina,
yeah,
Mayweather might lose.
Well, Mayweather just fights Logan Paul now, or Jake Paul.
Let's
Jake
not.
Paul? Or is it Logan?
Who cares?
It was Logan.
Does it really matter? It's one of the freaking Paul brothers, so it's not like it actually.
The one that's not challenging Conor McGregor is the one that fought Floyd Mayweather.
Here's my thing.
And tied.
Either one, yeah, they're training to be boxers.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
That's very true.
I don't know why I'm just
and then
a Facebook message at 3 o'clock.
2019, race car driver Jesse Combs dies while setting the new fastest women's land speed record.
Nice. Has that been broken since?
That was 2019.
So I'm assuming probably not.
Probably not, but it was 522.783 miles per hour.
I mean, I'm impressed that she said it. I'm sorry that she died doing it.
I'm interested in if she
I can make a really morbid joke right now.
Don't do it.
But I'm not going to.
But yeah, so there wasn't really anything other than that. I mean, kind of some interesting things in there with the night game and Ricky Henderson and Floyd Mayweather.
You said like land record, right?
Yeah, fastest women's land speed record.
So did she crash? Like, it's the fastest like somebody slid across the ground.
Oh my god. Probably not.
I'm sorry, that was really
bad. What kind
bad.
of vehicle was she driving?
That was probably one of those like jet, like engine propelled.
The ones that they always break land speed records on.
Sorry, that was a bad joke. I should not have said that.
It's okay. All right, so going back to soccer.
we need to get back to soccer. Before I
So we are going to jump to the league I personally know the most about. You're
still watching this league, even though even though Messi left.
Shut up. Okay. But this is the Spanish La Liga Primera division in Spain. So the main teams that are going to be in La Liga at this point: Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona. And I mean, you could really say Sevilla. I mean, you could say Sevilla, but I mean, they're not going to be. They're probably going to be sitting fourth or fifth in this league at the end of the season.
In my mind, I think it's a 3-team race.
I think it's a 1-team race.
Well, I mean,
I think it's a 1-team race. I don't think either of the other two teams. I think there's going to be 3 good teams in this league. But I don't think the second and third place team in this aren't going to have a chance. So, let me go ahead and talk about Atletico Madrid here.
I was say which team do you want to go with?
Let's talk about Atletico Madrid first.
Atletico Madrid.
Looking at their team, they have
Jan Oblak.
Yeah, Oblak in goal. Again, seen as one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world right now. Defense-wise, they've got Kieran Trippier, they've got Hermoso, Savic, Felipe. I mean, again, pretty good players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great defenders. Then going into the midfield, you've got Koke, Marcus Llorente, Hector Herrera. I mean, Llorente probably one of the most well-rounded midfielders in La Liga.
Yeah, easily. Easily.
And then jumping into their forward core, I mean, João Felix, Luis Suarez. I mean, honestly, even Angel Correa. I mean, yeah, great team.
You getting ready to say the umpire for?
No, I wasn't. I messed up. I about messed up the last name.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they definitely have a very, very good squad.
Yeah, and with the other two teams in Barcelona and Real Madrid really not necessarily, I can't really say downgrading because they weren't really, there wasn't things that they could really control. It's not like they just traded away their players, but Real Madrid, they still have Courtois in goal. But again, one of the best goaltenders in the goalkeepers in the world.
Real Madrid has probably one of the best names in all of soccer. Nacho.
Yeah.
I
think even with losing Sergio Ramos, I still think that they probably have the best defense in. Well, maybe I'd say definitely top two defenses in La Liga.
I'm gonna be honest, and I might be biased towards this, but I truthfully think Real is gonna win La Liga.
You think so? Their defense definitely could push them in that direction.
Their defense is good enough. In my mind, their midfield is Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Casemiro. You still have Valverde. Vasquez is decent and Isco is decent. But, your forward group is Gareth Bale. Well, okay, really Gareth Bale.
Hazard, Benzema.
I forgot about
Jovic.
I was scrolling and I kind of just went to Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hazard, Benzema. In my mind,
Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, they could easily win La Liga, and especially now that, not saying that Barcelona is going to be terrible, but now that Barcelona lost Messi, it's going to be interesting to see how they compete.
Yeah.
Do I still think that Barcelona is still one of the best teams in La Liga? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because just losing Messi, they still have a squad and a half, especially with the goaltender, like Ter Stegen, is it Neto?
Neto, yeah.
Yeah, they're still going to have a hell of a team. When you
will say
Gerard Piqué.
Yeah, I will say that I don't think that Barcelona is not winning La Liga this year. I don't think Real wins La Liga this year. I think Atletico Madrid will run away with La Liga for the title.
And it's very...
I just don't
It's very possible. I don't know. I still think that...
I just don't think that Eden Hazard and Gareth Bale have been consistent enough to score goals in big situations for Real Madrid, whereas João Felix and Luis Suarez are just goal scorers.
Yeah. And
just
looking through...
They don't, and Barcelona doesn't have that anymore.
Just looking through...
Barcelona, they kind of do.
Yeah, just looking through Barcelona's team, though, losing Messi, you still have Sergio Aguero, Ansu Fati, he's injured, correct?
He was.
Okay, I knew he was.
He's coming back from injury.
You still have Ousmane Dembele and Antoine Griezmann, Frankie de Jong, Sergio Busquets, I mean, and that's not even counting some of the other, guys they could have come off the bench.
Yeah, see, Felipe
Coutinho.
Yeah.
I mean, so they have guys that are well known and could easily, help the team. But like you said, they don't have a guy like what they had, 2-3 years ago with Messi and Suarez.
Yeah.
Who just score.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore, so they're going to have to find someone who can pick up the slack of goal scoring.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you're right. I mean, they're going to struggle. And I do agree with you that of the three teams, Atletico Madrid definitely has the, just natural goal scorers.
Yeah.
I mean, Luis Suarez is just a goal scorer. I mean, I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley, let's put it that way.
He might bite you.
That guy scares me.
He might bite you.
Well, that too.
But the one thing I do think that Barcelona definitely has going for them, though, is they are young.
No, yeah, exactly.
They are young. I mean, they've got two really good center backs from last year that really stepped up whenever the team was injured, had a bunch of injuries with PK and Langley and Umtiti. But I mean, Oscar Mingueza is 22 years old. Ronaldo Araujo, 22 years old. I mean, Alba's 32. PK is 34. But Serginho Dest, 20. He's
Ansu Fati is
18.
18, right? Yeah, but I knew he was like young as hell.
Yeah, and you've got let's see, Ricky Puig. He's supposed to be the next coming of Xavi and Iniesta. I mean, he's big praise for Ricky Puig. Pedri, again, 18 years old. He's supposed to be the next coming of like another Xavi.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie de Jong is young, 24. Griezmann's...
I did not realize that Griezmann was already 30.
Griezmann's 30. I mean, they have Memphis Depay now, who's 27. Ousmane Dembele is 24. Fati is 18.
Yeah,
Aguero's 33. But Yusuf Demir is 18.
Yeah, and that's the thing is they definitely have the guys that are young enough to make a difference. The problem is, is it going to be this year? Probably not.
See, I think the big thing here is that their coach going to not necessarily step aside, but really let his players play and not be the way that he was last year. Because there were plenty of situations last year when Ricky Puig should have been brought off the bench and placed in situations in games that needed to be won. Mm-hmm. And he would not play Ricky Puig because of reports that were leaked from the Barcelona locker room that he was for sure was Ricky Puig, and he didn't play. Like, there was a stretch of 10 to 11 games that he didn't play because he was holding a grudge about Ricky Puig. And the times that he was put in was garbage time in the 87th minute, and most times he made something happen and almost scored a goal. Not necessarily scored a goal himself, but created a goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But I think that's going to be the big telltale sign is if he can step aside and let the players play and really, let them thrive. Really. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but Gerard Piqué bought the rights to Ligue 1 in Spain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the management group that he's part of now own the rights for televising games of Ligue 1 in Spain.
That's actually kind of funny,
isn't it?
Makes sense.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Might as well though.
Yeah. He's gonna make a lot of money now that he's toward the later end of his career.
So what was the next thing?
The next thing was that we were going to build.
Oh, that's right.
The perfect footballer or soccer player.
when we're doing the perfect soccer footballer, we're gonna start with best IQ.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
So
basically,
we're gonna start like the head.
So basically, we're just gonna go down a list here of IQ, vision, size, as in like overall height, strength,
Height, build.
yeah, strength,
Yeah.
ball skills as far as like dribbling, skill moves, things along those lines, passing, finishing, pace, and then like your free kick specialist,
Yeah.
so to speak, or your set piece specialist, I guess. So why don't we just go ahead and start with IQ? Who's your perfect IQ guy?
I went with, for perfect IQ, Wayne Rooney.
Okay. Yeah.
That was my IQ. I mean, obviously, I could have used him for a lot of different things, but I went with IQ mainly so I could use other players for some of the other things we're going to talk about.
And that's a point too we didn't mention, is that if you cannot use the same player more than once.
No.
So I couldn't use like a Maradona for ball skills for finishing and for pace.
Strength.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So
that's why I picked Wayne Rooney for IQ. I mean, another guy I could have picked was David Beckham, or really a lot of other guys.
Yeah.
But I went with Rooney.
Okay. I went with Zinedine Zidane.
That's a good one too.
So
It's a great
his
one, actually.
IQ is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
He don't get me wrong, he definitely lets his emotions get the best of him at times. You know, headbutting a player in the World Cup final and getting a red card, not his finest moment in his career. But I mean, that just really overshadows a career in which he made the right decision time and time again. He always seemed to be in the right place, the right time. Was always back playing defense and making sure he was making the right and correct plays and being in the right place at the right time.
I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So the next one, I mean, if you want to, you can.
I don't know anybody.
Okay. So the next criteria is vision.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, this was one that I had to kind of think, because I obviously I don't want to use the same player twice.
Yeah.
But I think for my vision, I am going to go with Messi.
Okay.
Obviously, I mean, it's kind of a given why.
I also went with Messi.
I mean, the guy not only just makes plays out of nothing.
Yeah.
Can make pretty much any pass. Can make any shot or goal.
Yeah. Which
like
I think
crazy.
really speaks to how great his vision is, considering that we both could have used his skill in any ball skills, passing, finishing, pace. I mean, because he's pretty
no,
and even as a free kick specialist.
Yeah, and
we use it for vision.
And that's the thing is, if we were able to use like the same player for multiple,
he'd be all over this list.
Messi would be all over this. So that's what makes it also hard, though.
Yeah. I mean, his vision is 100% unmatched. I mean, there are plenty of plays that are just that he makes that nobody else in the world would see, and that he just makes it happen because he can just see, oh, if this guy's here, I'll just float the ball and he'll see it, run on to the end of it, and then after he gets to it, he's gonna ping it to this person, and then he's gonna set it up to he's just thinking so far ahead of the game of everybody else, and can make those passes. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. And so.
Yeah,
vision I think we agreed on.
Yeah, so next criteria is size. Again, height, overall build.
So this one we just went with height, correct?
Height, overall build, yeah.
Okay. And this one was difficult for me. just because I know what some of the other ones are that we are doing.
Mm-hmm.
This one I went with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The other guy that I was debating on for this one was obviously Cristiano Ronaldo because of the height and the size. But I went with Zlatan, and obviously you'll see why later. I'm going to use Ronaldo somewhere else. So
yeah. For size, I did use Cristiano Ronaldo. Granted, he's not the tallest player, but he's definitely got good height on him.
Oh yeah,
a good overall build. I mean, he's just honestly like the perfect overall size of a great attacker forward.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
So, next criteria is strength.
Yeah, and this was the one. This was the one that I was going to put Ronaldo at.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back at my picks, honestly, for strength, I think I'm going to go with Diego Maradona.
Okay.
Mainly because, just look at the guy's freaking legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to be moving him. And that's my thing. With my player, I have the IQ of Rooney, the vision of Messi, the size of Zlatan, and then the strength of Diego Maradona.
Yeah.
I'll take that any day right now.
Yeah. My strength, I went with Zlatan.
Okay. So
yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that what many people don't know is that he broke the record of strength. He broke the record of strength for Manchester United whenever he did his physical at the age of 34.
Mm-hmm.
And reminder, that was after Ronaldo was there the first time, and also
when Ronaldo was 19.
Yeah, and also Lukaku was there during that time. Well, before that time. So at 34, the fact that Zlatan broke the record for strength, that's
yeah.
And he's just a unit.
Yeah. Like I said, that was actually a great pick right there.
And if I could put if we put accent, I'd put Zlatan for that too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or
we should have put just overall cockiness.
We should have put trash talk.
Overall cockiness, I definitely would put Zlatan there.
That would have been Zlatan for sure.
The best clip I've ever seen of Zlatan is whenever he's talking to the reporter about the MLS and Carlos Vela, and the guy says, there's another player, Carlos Vela, who's tearing up MLS right now. And he's like, how old is Carlos? And he's in the middle of his prime. And he goes, where is he in his prime? He's like, he's playing for LAFC. And Zlatan replies to the reporter and says, where was I in my prime? That's right, Europe, Premier League, one of the top leagues in the world, and he's playing in the MLS. And I was doing the same thing in Europe. If and the thing is that he's right. If he would have came to the MLS in his prime, good luck.
Go lay down and wake up.
But if he is in his prime in MLS, just good luck.
Well, that's the thing.
There's no getting around
he
it.
Dominated the MLS when he was out of his prime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. So next criteria is ball skills.
I think you already know who I want to pick. Ronaldinho.
Yeah. I also had Ronaldinho.
Yeah, and I did not just pick that because that's who you had down. Ronaldinho. There's a reason why in the early 2000s, every kid was talking about Ronaldinho and soccer skills.
Yeah.
I mean,
even looking at even looking at him today playing like futsal or indoor like soccer.
Oh yeah,
it's insane. Some of the stuff that he can do is just nutty. But yeah, I also have Ronaldinho for ball skills.
Yeah.
Next criteria, passing.
See,
there's a couple different routes that you could take.
Yeah, and this was the one that it sucks because I already used Messi.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I already used... No, I didn't use Ronaldo, did I?
Yeah. Cristiano.
Oh, yeah.
You used him for strength. Or no?
No, I didn't use him yet. I used Zlatan
for
size.
I used
Theo Maradona for strength.
You're right, yes. So you still have...
So what was our other ones? Pace, free kick...
Finishing.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, like, Ronaldo's not even that good of a passer, though.
No.
So I actually kind of fucked up because...
No, not necessarily. You could use him in a couple other categories still
left.
Well,
I could, but... Nah, I may have to. This one... The problem is, for passing, I mean...
I can list off a few for you.
I mean...
Bruno Fernandes, Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Busquets, Iniesta.
Right now, honestly, probably Bruno Fernandes.
I mean, Andre Pirlo. I think Zidane, Hullet.
Oh, fuck it. We're going Zinedine Zidane. That's what I'm going with.
Not a bad pick by any means. Mine was Xavi Hernandez.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Those teams with Xavi,
Iniesta,
Messi, Neymar, Suarez.
A lot of people forget that Xavi was even on that team, to be honest.
And he was the... Iniesta was the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, Xavi was kind of the heart and soul of that team, to be honest.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when he retired, and there's a lot of talk that Xavi was going to become the next head coach of Barcelona before Ronald Koeman, before he was named the manager. I was kind of upset when he wasn't. Now we got Ronald Koeman.
That is true. So that's what you got.
Yeah, finishing is the next criteria.
Finishing?
Yeah.
All right.
You going Ronaldo?
I mean, I pretty much have to at this point.
I mean, you don't
have
to. I think a couple good finishers.
Well, that's the thing, is I can think of a ton of finishers, but I'm gonna go Ronaldo, like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go the other Ronaldo.
And that's what I was gonna say.
R9
is the thing is R9. I mean, you're not gonna go wrong with that. Cause I saw who you put down.
R9,
and I mean R9 is quite possibly one of the greatest finishers in
one of the best goal scorers in the history of soccer.
The history of soccer. So
football, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at the dynasty national team of Brazil, and you had Ronaldo, Kaká. Ooh, Kaká would have been a good one for passing too, by the way.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Fuck, can I change?
Yeah, Ronaldinho.
Can I change my passing?
I mean, it's just.
I mean, it doesn't really
those
matter.
teams were loaded, and Ronaldo was the goal scorer of that team.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
dude, yeah.
Next criteria is pace.
I struggled with this one. Who'd I put for my last one?
Finishing would have been Ronaldo.
Because I honestly would have used to use Ronaldo as pace. But he's not that quick.
He is, but I mean...
Well, not compared to, some other guys.
Serginho Dest. Usiman.
I'm trying to think
or
of
Usiman.
I'm trying to think of guys that I use in the actual
Neymar.
Fuck Neymar.
Um,
Well, Neymar has pretty good pace though, at least.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking pick Neymar.
David Alaba.
You know what? Fuck, I'm trying to take Neymar.
Okay.
I saw who you had, so I don't want to pick the same player.
Marco Reus. My pace is Mbappe.
Well, then that's why I was like, I don't want to pick the same player. I want to try to pick somebody different.
Mbappe.
I mean, another guy I guess I could have picked for passing at least it would have been Frankie De Jong. But all time passing, no. You know what I mean?
Busquets would have been a good one to pick for passing too.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
But
yeah, I will take whoever the fuck Neymar is what I said.
Yeah. And then last but not least, last criteria, free kick specialist.
David
Beckham. Yeah.
David Beckham. There's a reason why it's called Bend It Like Beckham.
Yeah.
You know. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
There
David
was a
Beckham.
couple that there was another couple that came to my mind. I mean, honestly,
I guess I could have used Ronaldo on that one.
Messi's a pretty good free kick taker.
I mean, here recently, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not like
Davi Luiz.
Ooh, that's a good one.
He'd have been a good free kick specialist as well.
Dude, back in the day, David Luiz was like that guy at free kicks.
Yeah. David Beckham.
Yeah, I mean,
I honestly, I think that my players like lit.
I mean,
they both are, but I mean, I think mine is.
Well, I think
like lit.
This is the difference. I think if I would have actually like written it down,
yeah,
kind of like you did, I probably would have realized why the fuck am I putting this guy here and not here?
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, your guy would be a very legit player.
Oh yeah.
But let's be honest. I mean, if you have all of those characteristics, I would hope you were a good player. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But we will go to the all English Premier League,
the Prem,
where a certain team just got even better.
I mean, basically got handed the keys to the kingdom.
That was weird. Okay. Whatever.
So I mean, let's go ahead and we'll talk about Manchester United.
Yeah. Yes, we will.
Oh, also, you could have used for strength. You could have used Paul Pogba.
No, because he's a little pussy when it comes to actually.
But I mean, he's strong
so.
as shit. I'll let you talk about Manchester United.
Yeah, goaltending. Obviously, David De Gea. I mean, in my mind, this might be one of his last years. He's. I mean, is he still good? Yes. Is he what he once was? Absolutely not. You could actually argue he's not even the best goaltender on the Spanish national team anymore.
He's not.
So, I mean, he's definitely going to be towards the end of his career. On defense, obviously you still have Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah, you bring in Rafael Varane. You still have a guy like Wan-Bissaka, Alex Telles, Luke Shaw. Lindelof, who he still plays a lot, and I'm like, well, not really the greatest, but whatever.
He does.
I think bringing in a guy like Rafael Varane with Harry Maguire though is going to be fine, and then
Harry Maguire.
My guess is they'll probably have Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka play, and kind of leave Lindelof hopefully on the fucking bench.
I think it'd be an interesting dynamic to have like a Luke Shaw or a Wan-Bissaka play like a midfield position, like a wing, not a wing, but like a right midfield or like a left midfield.
Of the two, I'd rather see Wan-Bissaka because he's a little quicker and he has a better shot.
I think I'd rather have Luke Shaw there because I'd see Wan-Bissaka.
I guess Luke Shaw.
I'd see Wan-Bissaka as a better defender.
Yeah, and I guess Luke Shaw has a bigger foot and better passing than Wan-Bissaka does, but midfield you still have Paul Pogba,
Juan Mata.
I mean, I'm not even gonna talk about them because Juan Mata isn't playing.
He's not going to.
Fred will play every now and then. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno,
quite possibly one of the better midfielders in the world right now.
I think he's probably one of the top three.
Yeah, Scott McTominay, Nemanja Matic.
You missed one.
Who? Daniel James?
No. Van de Beek.
Well, I was getting there. He's that dramatic. Yeah, Van de Beek. I mean,
You said McTominay though.
yeah, he's fine. But I think what really is the nail on the head now is they finally have a decent forward group in Edinson Cavani, who, yeah, he's old. But
Edinson Cavani, give up your number.
well,
Do not
yeah.
allow Ronaldo to come into this team and
Well,
take his number.
And here's my
It's not EC7. It's CR7.
well, and here's my other thing with this. Cristiano Ronaldo is already, in a way, a legend at Manchester United. He's coming back. You need to give up your number too.
Even if he doesn't, Ronaldo can just hand him $100 million and just say, "Give me your number, please."
Exactly.
So he probably carries that in cash.
Yeah. So you have Edinson Cavani, Martial, who
Probably won't play now.
Probably won't play now.
Maybe Cavani goes to the practice squad, so he doesn't even have a number.
Yeah,
anymore.
Marcus Rashford. You still have Jaden. You have Jaden Sancho. In my mind, if I was Man United, I would have Sancho, Rashford, and Ronaldo play.
See, my thing is,
But-
what happens with Mason Greenwood? Like, Mason Greenwood is such a dynamic young player.
I think,
you
honestly-
can't have him on the bench. I think he's either A, gotta play, or you have to loan him somewhere.
Oh yeah,
You can't have him sitting on the bench. You need to loan him to a top league, preferably not like the Premier League, but loan him to another top league in the world, like a La Liga.
I think Rashford could still be possibly injured right now. He was injured for a little bit.
I still think you loan him out. I'd rather have Greenwood.
Yeah,
I think you
for
still
sure.
loan him out, and even if you have to give Cavani minutes until Rashford comes back, or
with
Martial, either one.
Yeah,
I just don't
with
think-
how young he is alone.
Yeah, I just don't think that with Ronaldo coming in and taking those minutes, I don't think that you can let Greenwood sit on the bench because he's gonna be the one that's taken out.
Then again, they may keep Greenwood for the simple fact that he already has 2 goals in 2 games.
See, but the thing is,
I'm just saying, like,
who? But the thing is, who are they gonna have in their? Who would they rather have in their lineup here? A Marcus Rashford or Mason Greenwood, or Jaden Sancho or Mason Greenwood? They're going to take Sancho or
and
Rashford.
Well, and honestly, it's probably because both of them are making more money anyway. And if you loan them out, they're going to want to just stay at that team.
Yeah, Greenwood, at least you can loan them out to a top, maybe even a top team in a top league, and get him minutes that he that he deserves.
Oh, for sure.
And really, like, not necessarily not stunt his growth for what he could be.
Mm-hmm. Which team do you want to go to next?
Let's just stay in Manchester.
Manchester City.
With City,
who are a little butthurt right now for the simple fact that Cristiano Ronaldo said that he was going there, and he went
Sir
to
Alex and Bruno did their magic.
Yeah, we won't get into that, but it works. Because let's be honest, I think
he made the right choice.
For his legacy, he made a great choice. Yeah, because you can't
be part of United and then go to City.
Yeah, there was United fans saying, like, even their signed Ronaldo jerseys, if he went to City, they were burning them.
Yeah.
And, obviously, with how legit soccer is over in England, that's sure.
A big deal.
That, they would have done it. But Manchester City of Ederson, or it's Ederson, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Ederson.
Yeah, in goal. In my mind, great goalie.
See, the thing is too is that goalkeeper core is insane.
Oh yeah,
because they even have I mean, granted, maybe a little biased with him being from the U.S., but Zach Steffen probably starts on maybe half of the Premier League teams.
Yeah, I mean, a hell of a goalie. So, I mean...
how he's not, like, the everyday U.S. national team goalie is beyond me.
Yeah, let's not even get into that.
Yeah.
But, their defense, they still have Kyle Walker,
Nathan Ake,
Laporte, Juan Cancelo, Ruben Diaz,
Benjamin Mendy.
Yeah, I haven't even got to that yet. Benjamin Mendy. I mean, that's the thing, is they have a really good team, and are they still going to compete in the Prem? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if they can somehow convince Harry Kane to come over before the end of the year, but he already said he's not.
Good.
They could have
decision.
Well, no, for sure it's a good decision.
I mean, great decision for Harry Kane to stay where he's at. Great decision.
No, I completely agree, but if he came over, it would just make this team a little
as crazy
better.
as it sounds. I think that City has the edge here in the midfield. Gundogan
in the midfield.
De Bruyne,
in the midfield, yes.
Silva, Foden, and then you add Grealish.
Yeah. Oh, I was getting ready to say the same thing. In the midfield, absolutely.
I mean, you have, I think a lot of people's minds, the best midfielder in the world in Kevin De Bruyne. And then you add another top, probably fifth, I don't know. You add a top 5 midfielder in the Prem in Jack Grealish.
The reason why I said that people could consider Bruno Fernandes at this point as a top in the world is because of his goal scoring right now.
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne is not necessarily a goal scorer, but he's a tank.
Pace out the ass, and he's just, like you said, he's just a freaking horse.
See, the thing that obviously United has that City really doesn't have is a goal scorer. They have Raheem Sterling, who obviously can score goals at times.
I mean, Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus was supposed to be that guy that came in, was supposed to be that goal scorer, and he was very underwhelming last year. Out of all the City games that I watched, and I actually watched quite a few City games last year. Every game it was talk of, is Gabriel Jesus going to show up for this game?
Mm-hmm.
And most time the answer was no. It didn't. And also Mahrez too.
I will say, Jesus is a hell of a card to have on fantasy though.
Yeah.
He scores on fantasy.
He does.
Or on not fantasy, but
Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team for
FIFA. Mahrez is also a very interesting player in that that's forward core. I mean, he's obviously can get very hot and also can go very cold, but
and I think that is the reason why they were going after a guy like Harry Kane, was for just a natural goal scorer.
Harry Kane. If Harry Kane goes anywhere, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
and that's not even me. Like I'm not a Tottenham fan, but there's just no way that Harry Kane should go anywhere other than stay at Tottenham.
Yeah.
He is loved in Tottenham. But go ahead and jump to the next team, another top team in the Premier League, Liverpool.
Alisson in goal. I mean, enough said.
I think another top keeper in the world. I mean,
a
lot of people have it like the top 3 is like or top, well, even say top 5, like a Courtois, Neuer, Ter Stegen, Alisson, and like an Ederson.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, their defense is VVD, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Joe Gomez.
I would say Gomez.
Yeah, Andy Robertson, Joel Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane. And then, and even honestly, you could add Fabinho into that defense as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, isn't he more of
he's
like
a defensive
midfield? Okay,
yeah.
Well, I say I thought
he's basically what like a Sergio Busquets is for Barcelona.
Okay, that's what I figured, but I could not remember for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I would say that their midfield is maybe the one spot that may hurt them.
I mean, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Jordan Henderson.
Jordan Henderson sounded familiar.
Yeah, James Milner too. Like and Naby Keita is not like none of them are bad. Like they're all.
Well, here's the thing.
If they moved to a different Premier League team, they'd probably be like the star midfielder on their team.
Yeah,
just in a star-studded lineup.
Yeah,
like
and
Liverpool,
that's what I was gonna say is, when we're talking about the Premier League, there's a lot of great players.
Yeah.
So when I say that their midfield isn't as good as some of these other teams, well, that's because these other teams are loaded.
Yeah.
In midfields, I mean. We talked about how some of these players go to like a different league and they just dominate. Well, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, honestly, the reason that their midfield is the way it is just because they have so much money invested into their keeper, their defense, and their forwards.
Yeah, their forwards alone.
Yeah, Firmino, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Diego Jota.
Tell you what,
even Origi.
Completely off topic, but like. A really shitty card to use in FIFA games.
Firmino?
Well, Firmino for one. But
Salah.
Mane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for a guy whose pace was just, like, fantastic, like, on the card, like, you just don't really notice it in game.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm comparing a lot of these guys, like, how they played on FIFA, and, I'm not actually that good at FIFA, but...
yeah. So let's go
next.
Just go Chelsea. So Chelsea is a very, very interesting team. Very interesting team. I mean, in goal, you've got Edouard Mendy. You've got Rudiger, Andreas Christensen, Thiago Silva, who seems like he's 80 years old.
I was about to say, he is old.
Kurt Zuma. And then Azpilicueta for your defense. I mean...
Oh, there's a great midfielder right there.
Yeah, and another person you could add to your defense. Well, I mean, honestly, he plays more of a midfield role anyway. But N'Golo Kante. I mean, you want to talk about the person that you can depend on in that midfield. He's just a
you want to talk about a fucking card on FIFA. There you go.
You're welcome, too. I showed you about Kante.
I mean, shut the fuck up. You showed me about half my freaking team. What are you talking about? I didn't know anything about half the players.
I mean, and then you
that's what got me watching soccer more.
Yeah, you add like Kovacic, Pulisic. I mean, yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is Pulisic,
Mason Mount.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just naming guys that are like their midfield is
Pulisic
loaded.
is a lot better than what people give him credit for. Like a lot of people kind of talk negatively about him because of his like international his performance on the international level, but he is such a great player for Chelsea. He is such a great player for Chelsea. I guarantee you that he is probably a top 3 player on that Chelsea team.
He almost reminds me of obviously not as bad as what this guy's career ended up being, but like a Freddie Adu for Team USA, because of all the hype that Freddie Adu had, it almost made it to where it was impossible for him to actually
succeed,
live up to that expectation.
Yeah.
And I feel like with everything that Christian Pulisic has now gone through, with everyone saying, oh, he's playing in the Premier League, he's going to be the best player of Team USA. that it's almost like it's impossible for him to actually thrive.
Well, the thing is,
because of all that.
The thing is that the United States national team needs to figure out how to actually run a national team.
Well, yeah.
That's the problem that they run into with having great players that are playing overseas. When they play overseas, they get used to playing in a system that benefits or that uses that player's best strengths for them. When they come and play for the United States national team, they are thrown into a system where that system either lives or dies by their success in scoring goals or creating goal-scoring chances. Same thing that happened with Pulisic, and think about like a Josie Altidore. When he didn't score goals, they didn't win. Landon Donovan, same thing. They didn't score goals, they didn't win. Even to go farther with that, Tim Howard, he didn't have a great game, they didn't win.
Yeah.
That's just how the United States national team for soccer has always gone. And actually, it's not even necessarily just for soccer. It's for usually any sport. They rely on star power for every sport, and then when those big star players don't show up and ball out, they lose.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And lose probably pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
But you're talking about players that really haven't kind of lived up to expectations. Kai Havertz.
That is very true
for Chelsea. I mean,
I tell you what,
he came in and was
again
supposed to
great card on FIFA.
Yeah,
But
he came in and was supposed to be a big player for Chelsea, and last year it just didn't work out for him very well.
Yeah, and then you have a guy like Lukaku, Timo Werner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Timo.
Even in a roundabout way, even Timo Werner has not played like they were probably hoping he would.
No, and I think, honestly, I mean, Chelsea standards kind of had, not necessarily a bad year. I mean, obviously, they did pretty well.
Yeah, but I mean,
they got four. I mean, they got fourth in a league of 20 in a league of 20 teams last year.
I mean, that's very true.
They finished behind a Liverpool team that really struggled for a lot of the year.
United and City.
Yeah, and then United and City. And honestly, United didn't even really play the greatest that they could have played. If Kai Havertz and Timo Werner show up, I think, and they only were in fourth place by 2 games. Man U had 21 wins, Chelsea had 19. So, I mean, if those 2 players show up and ball out for a few more games, I mean, they're not going to win the league over City, but, I mean, definitely winning more games. So then we can jump to the probably not necessarily last team that will be good, but definitely
Tottenham. Yeah,
the team that has a possibility of making a run, in the Tottenham Hotspur.
I mean, in goal, Hugo Lloris. Lloris. I'm sorry. Obvious reasons why he's in goal.
Well,
obvious
reasons.
Yeah.
French national team goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah. Defense. I mean, in my mind, it's a little bit guys that not a lot of people may know about. In a roundabout way, maybe Christian Romero, Sergio Reguilon.
Reguilon.
So it's Reguilon.
Reguilon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's either Reguilon or Regulon.
So I thought it was Reguilon. I've heard him before.
Yeah, it's.
I always thought it was Reguilon.
Oh,
I could be wrong. I don't know, but in all honesty, their defense really isn't fantastic by any means.
No.
Ben Davies is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Midfield, Dele Alli,
Sissoko, Eric Dyer.
Yeah.
Lo Celso is not terrible. Ndombele. Yeah.
That's the Ndombele you want, right?
No.
I'm totally kidding.
I know.
Obviously, what they're known for is their offense. Harry Kane, Heung-min Son. Well, Son. Just there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say his actual full
Son
fucking name.
Heung-min. Heung-min Son.
Lucas Moura.
Yeah.
I mean,
However, I will say that there was a I don't know if you've seen it. There was quite a skirmish in the Tottenham locker room not too long ago between Heung-min Son and Lloris, I believe.
oh nice.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Son will go to Barcelona.
Nah, I don't want Son. We've got
No.
plenty of players over
Yeah.
there.
But I mean, in my mind, I see these standings going. I see it going United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Tottenham, and
See,
then
I think Liverpool drop.
Really?
Yeah. I think Chelsea ends up third. I think honestly, between City and United, I think it's gonna be close.
Oh, it's gonna be very close.
I think it really boils down to the Manchester Derby. Like who wins the Manchester Derby? I
Yeah.
think is going to be who ends up pulling out league title.
Well, I guess the reason why I say that I think United is going to win it is last year, obviously, they lost by 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
But they also played terrible. I mean, for the year they had, they actually did not play like really that good at all.
Yeah.
You add in Jadon Sancho, you add in Cristiano Ronaldo, you still have most of your team back. I know City didn't lose anything either.
But I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, United obviously added a lot of firepower. I mean, a lot of firepower for. Ronaldo.
I mean,
Sancho,
yeah. Don't get me wrong. It could take a little bit for them to actually gel together. So
Yeah.
that could easily happen.
But see, I'm seeing. I'm very interested and really looking forward to see what Jack Grealish brings to City. Like, I am really looking forward to see what he brings to City, because he was the entirety of West Ham. Yeah, West Ham's midfield. Actually, their entire team for the most part. So, I mean, him coming to a team like Man City, it'll be interesting. No, Villa. Sorry, it was Villa. It wasn't West Ham. He played for Aston Villa. It was Villa. So he was the entirety of Aston Villa. But it's going to be interesting to see with him coming to a team where he's got playing alongside Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling.
Oh yeah.
How he really does. One other team that I really wanted to touch on in the Prem was Arsenal. Arsenal. What's the deal?
How bad they are.
Yeah, what is the deal with them?
I mean, the fact that they almost
Are relegated?
were relegated last year.
See, and the thing is, their team isn't bad. Like, they've got Leno in goal. They've got Hector Bellerin. They've got Kieran Tierney. Okay, their defense is, other than that, Gabriel. Their midfield, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard.
I'm about to say, is he injured right now though?
Which one? Both.
Martin Odegaard
Could be.
would actually be both.
Yeah.
But
But
specifically Odegaard.
But you look at their forward core: Lacazette, Willian, Aubameyang, Martinelli, Pepe. What is going on?
Yeah.
Is it a matter of their defense and their goalkeeping is just that bad? Or is it that their offense just isn't gelling?
I'll be honest, I have not watched a lot of Arsenal games. I know last year they were brutal.
They were horrible. Yeah, I watched a lot of Arsenal games because I was curious what was going on.
I'm going to say, to be honest, last year, I was actually, A, shocked at how bad they were, but B, if they would have fallen and been relegated, do you know how embarrassing that could have been?
Yeah.
Well, actually, they were not almost relegated. I'm an idiot. They had 61 points last year. They finished 8th.
Well, they were in the running for a long time to be relegated.
I mean, right now
they were sitting in the relegation.
Right
zone
now
for
they're
quite a while.
They're 0-2 with a -4 goal differential.
I mean, Leeds United is above them.
Yeah, they've lost to Burnley and Chelsea.
Okay, Chelsea, yeah.
So, then they beat West Brom.
Yeah, West Brom.
Yeah, I was trying to think who they beat, and they won that game 6-0. So, I mean, it's not like they can't score, but their next game is against Manchester City, so they might be 0-3 in the Premier League after,
Very well could be.
So, which reminds me, what time is that Manchester United game this weekend? That's a real question.
I don't know. I'm not going to watch it.
10:30 Sunday morning. Oh, great.
I probably could watch it then.
Can't wait for that.
Well,
they play the Wolves.
Oh, that'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun for me to watch. I don't think Ronaldo is playing until
he wouldn't play that quick.
I don't think
he'll have to come over.
I don't think he's playing.
Stuff.
I don't think he's playing until Newcastle.
Well, he'd still have to come in and get physical.
Well, what I mean is the Newcastle game September 11th.
Yeah.
So he should be playing.
Yeah, but I was just saying. That by Sunday, he's not
by
physical done.
By Sunday, there's no way. And now, if he wouldn't have subbed his fucking feet and just been like, hey, I want it gone.
Yeah.
This could have already been happening.
True.
Not that I'm a salty fucking fan, but it's like if you knew that you were leaving, or wanting to leave, and we talked about this beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
All these players that are play 2 games with their team, and then they're like, oh, I want to be gone. Do it during the summer, during the transfer window. Why?
Transfer window's still on, but
well, no, I get that, but
I see. Yeah.
Why wait till the season starts when you could be gelling with your new teammates, getting ready for the season? I mean, and I know that obviously you watch more soccer than I do, and this happens all the time, but you see a whole bunch of these other sports where there's a trade deadline, or they sign players in the off season. Soccer seems like literally it's just
free for all.
It people just leave whenever.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I know in soccer, it's way easier for buyout of contracts or paying for
There's
a
loan.
lot
more money in soccer.
Well, no, fuck, especially in England. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Spain.
England, Spain. I mean, really, Europe.
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah.
Not so much. That's why you see the product that we have. By the way, I don't know if you watched some of the skills competition for MLS.
I didn't. It's not worth watching.
I had Paige watch it for literally 5 minutes. She goes, these guys suck. Yeah. And I was like, why do you think I can't wait for St. Louis to get a team? Yeah. I get to watch this product.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest. My guess is the first couple of years of St. Louis having a team, they're not gonna be very good.
I might try out.
Might as fucking well. Because, well, here's my thing. I mean, if it's anything like expansion drafts in other sports, you only fucking know what the hell's gonna happen right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but we will get into our top 5. Sorry, I didn't know if we got anything else going on.
No.
So this is our top 5 football players of all time.
Yeah.
Are you doing honorable mentions? No.
No.
Okay. So you want to do number 5 first?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
My number 5 is Ronaldo.
Which one?
R9.
That was my number 5 too. So
Okay.
that's why I had to ask which one, because obviously
It's not Cristiano.
Obviously, when you say
Cristiano's not in my top 10, let alone top 5.
Ronaldo's not my top 5 either. But that's why whenever you say Ronaldo at this point, people are like, "Oh, you're Cristiano." No.
R9.
Is Cristiano Ronaldo a great player? Yes.
No.
Is okay? Come on now, Braden.
Is he a great player? No. Is he a great attacker? Yes. He's not a great soccer player. He's a great attacker and scorer.
I'll give you that. Okay.
He does not pass the ball well. He's a shit defender. He doesn't do anything on the defensive side of the ball.
He knocks people off the ball and gets a foul, and then complains to the ref. That's what he does.
Yeah. He's a great celebrator. How about that?
Well, yeah, his celebrations are top notch.
Yeah, but I mean, is he a great scorer and a great finisher /
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, great attacker. He just
personally,
doesn't do anything.
I would still put him in top 10
of all time.
Of all time, yeah,
No.
I would put him at number 10.
No.
I'm just being personal. I would put him at number 10.
I would put so many people above him.
I'm just being honest.
To me, being an all-around player is important in being in greatest of all time category.
Yeah, no,
Granted,
I get that.
Ronaldo R9 wasn't the greatest all-around player, which is why he's number 5. But there's a difference between R9 and Cristiano Ronaldo. R9 was a beast.
R9, people knew he was a goal scorer, and he still put up the numbers in international play, in league play. I mean, everything. So there's a reason why
he told people he was going to score, and he scored. And
there's a reason why I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, but who's your number 4?
You hit me with your number 4.
Okay, I got you. My number 4 is Zinedine Zidane.
Okay.
Obvious reasons. I mean, we talked about IQ. We talked about just great passer.
You want to talk? Yeah, you want to talk about? We were talking earlier about Ronaldinho with him playing futsal and stuff. Holy shit.
The only thing with Zidane that we talked about earlier is obviously he's a head case. I mean, he really was. So
he's a freak. He's a great coach. Let me tell you that.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, what we really should have done is we should have done a top 5 greatest players and then a top 5 most influential players. I didn't even think about that, because that would have changed a lot.
Could have done top 5 coaches. I could tell you who wouldn't be on my top 5 for coaches.
To be honest, I wouldn't have been able to name 3.
I could tell you who wouldn't be on there. Ronald Koeman.
I would have been able to name maybe 3 coaches, and they probably would have all been Manchester United.
Best players to become shittiest coaches.
Off of the song.
Yeah. My number 4 is Pele.
Okay.
Again, I mean...
Yeah, obvious reasons.
Pele and Pele. However you pronounce it.
I mean, obvious reasons. My number 3 is Messi.
Okay.
Number 3.
My number 3 is Ronaldinho.
Oh, nice. I don't have him in my top 5, to be honest.
Ronaldinho is just... I mean, when you talk about the brand of soccer for Brazil, you think of Ronaldinho. When you think of before Messi comes to fruition of what he is now, when you thought of Barcelona, you thought of Ronaldinho, you thought of a Thierry Henry, think of Ronaldinho with his Elastico, you think of...
Well, in all honesty, I mean, Ronaldinho...
He's just a monster.
In my mind, Ronaldinho may have made, in a roundabout way, soccer,
fun?
When we were younger, a sport that you wanted to play.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because of the actual soccer. It was because of all the moves he did, all of the flashiness he did.
Fun fact, his goal celebration was top notch.
Well, for sure.
Salsa.
I mean, Ronaldinho is that guy.
Yeah. Fun fact: Ronaldinho assisted on Messi's first goal.
I mean, very random fun fact, but good times.
And actually,
I just go to show you like how loaded Barcelona teams have been.
Messi's first goal was like a chip shot over a goalie too. Like it wasn't like like a shot and a half. Like he just chipped it over.
My number 2 is Diego Maradona.
Right, mine is as well.
I mean, again, obvious reasons. Great player.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Rest in peace. I mean, just fantastic player. But my number 1, who I'm assuming I know who your number 1 is because I haven't heard him on your top 5 yet. So I know that your number 1 is probably Messi.
Okay.
My number 1 is Pele. But I could also argue. I could also see your 2 cents on complete player, not necessarily, but Pele was still like that's just my number 1 player. Well, okay. I'm assuming your number 1 is Messi.
Johan Cruyff.
Who?
Johan Cruyff.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. It's Messi.
I was about to say, right?
It's Messi.
Here's my 2 cents on that. If you didn't have Messi in your top 5, I was gonna look at you like the fuck, like that's like your favorite player of all time for a reason, and I mean he's definitely top 5.
He's
like there's no doubt about
it. I think the only thing that you can hold against Messi is that he's not won a World Cup.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing that you can, because that's the only argument that people say that he's not the greatest over Maradona, because Maradona has a World Cup, Messi doesn't. But Messi is also playing in a generation where Ronaldo, but he's also playing on a national team that doesn't really have
and that's what I was getting
defense.
Ready to, yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Doesn't really have a goalkeeper. I mean, they do. Don't be wrong. They're good, but they're not at the level of like in Italy. They're not at the level of a Germany. Like whenever they played in the World Cup final, like it's just. And plus, Messi really doesn't have a midfield. You think of Argentina, you think of your attackers. You think of Lautaro Martinez. You think of Messi. You think of Aguero. It's not necessarily Messi along with like a Kevin De Bruyne and a bunch of players that can play make. Messi has to do the playmaking, the goal scoring, everything along those lines. That's just how.
When did they win the World Cup? Was it '86?
Yes. But I mean, it's just, and the thing is, I don't even think that you can really hold that against Messi for not winning a World Cup. I mean, he's won everything else. I mean, he's won multiple Champions Leagues. He's won La Liga titles. He's won, like so many Spanish Super Cups. I mean, obviously not the same as many different trophies, but there's just so many things that Messi has done at the highest level that I just don't think you can say that he's not the greatest. Personally, he's just so well-rounded. He comes back, plays defense. He's there when you need him.
Oh yeah, I mean, they definitely had a pretty damn good team.
Mm-hmm.
Other than just Diego Maradona.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Has Messi had some decent teams? Of course.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's had decent teams, but going up against teams...
That's my thing.
Other teams, they're definitely... Like, going up against that Germany team, they were the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at that Germany team, you had Marco Reus, you had Thomas Muller, you had Gundogan,
they still had
Ozil.
They still had Schweinsteiger that year, didn't they?
No,
not that. So. Are you sure?
I don't think so. If they did, that was toward his the latter part of his career.
Well, yeah,
I don't think he wouldn't have started.
I mean, they still had him, I think. What year was that? That was 20...
They would have had Götze. They would have had Neuer, Boateng. Like, I mean, they would have had all of these players.
2014, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, Germany was such a loaded team that year. Yeah.
I want to say... Neuer, Hummels. Yeah, I would say Schweinsteiger was.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been playing. He would have started.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's still playing on the freaking team. Draxler. I mean, this team
Philip
was
Lahm,
Boateng,
Tony Kroos, Götze.
I mean, that team was
Weidenfeller.
Loaded.
Yeah. And the fact that I just don't think that you can hold that against him. That he He took that Argentina team to extra time against that Germany team.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be honest. And another team that he's had to go up against is Brazil. I mean, it's not like these teams are just nobodies. Like every team is just loaded right now.
Well, and the thing is that everybody holds it against him not winning a World Cup, but I mean,
neither has Ronaldo.
Yeah, but look at his.
And Ronaldo. You could argue Ronaldo's actually done worse in World Cups than Messi has.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Messi's domestic success. I mean, he's won so many La Liga titles against a team like Real Madrid when they had Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale, Hazard. Ramos. I mean, they had all those teams, and then you also think about the Champions League that they won against Bayern Munich, who had Neuer, Boateng, Muller, Özil, Götze.
Yeah,
I mean, they had 75 to 80% of that German team.
Mm-hmm.
And if he had players, granted, again, I mean, Messi also had Suarez and Neymar. So, I mean, definitely helped. But I mean, if he has a team around him and around people that, he's not the primary, just go and score me a goal.
Well, yeah.
He's 10 times better than what he is if he's on a team that just says, go get me a goal, which was proven Barcelona's team
and
last
I also
year.
wonder if that's the reason why he hasn't had, the major success with Argentina is... He's the guy who has to go out there and score the goals. He can't play the same way he does for a team like, Barcelona when he was playing for them.
Yeah, I'm interested to see
or a
how
team like he's going to be able to do at PSG.
Yeah.
Where, yes, does he need to score goals? Absolutely. He can also create for other players. He can, and I mean, on Argentina, can he create for other players? Sure. But if he doesn't score, they're not going very far.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to score realistically probably a goal a game for that team to make it where they would
at least be involved in a goal a game.
Now my question is, was the last World Cup his last one? Because he could probably play another one.
I'd say he probably plays one more at least.
Yeah, yes, probably.
He plays one more.
Probably him and Ronaldo. Probably him and Ronaldo are probably the last ones. And actually, you could argue Ronaldo may actually be done.
You know what would be kind of fun? If Ronaldo and Messi came to the same MLS team.
I mean, would it be fun? Yes. Will it happen? I don't think so.
Why not?
They might both come to the MLS at the same time, but do I think that they're going to want to play on the same team? No.
Why not?
I think that both of them think that they're the best player in the world. That it would not go over well. Personally,
I mean, honestly, they hate each other. So
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, they don't hate each other,
but they hate the fact that they're always compared to each other. That it in turn
it's not a comparison.
Well, I don't think so either. But what I'm saying is,
anybody that thinks Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player in the world right now you're wrong.
Well,
you're wrong.
Well, no, this is what it is. People who think that Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player in the world are mainly female who think that he has the best body in the world.
No, they're also the same people that voted for Joe Biden that also think that he's the best president that we could have.
And we just turned this into a political argument, so we probably need to sign off for tonight.
Yeah.
But as always, hit that like button. Whoa! What did I move? Hold on. Where's it at?
I don't know. What'd you do to it?
There it is. We gotta get that. Hit the YouTube subscribe button.
Do it.
And like the video. It's right here.
Like it.
See it? Right there. Right there. Okay. And we will see you guys next time.
Like, subscribe, and tell your friends about us.
Thanks, guys.